Hello, this is attorney Nicole Christie from the Christie Law Firm, where we work hard to make families stronger. And today I want to talk to you about DCF and Juvenile Court and what is the focus of the court whenever DCF files neglect petitions. And so while the parents, a mom and dad, have essential rights, you have a right to raise your children. You have a right to raise the children in the way that you see fit. You're not supposed to be interrupted in your right to raise the children. However, if in your efforts to raise your children there is a concern of abuse or neglect, that concern is going to supersede your right to raise the children. And what I mean by that is the case law says that if a child's mental health, if a child's physical well-being, if a child's emotional well-being is so at risk while with their mother or father or both, that the court can intervene and interrupt that right to raise your children and to say, while you may have a right to raise your children, you don't have a right to abuse or neglect them. It's a harsh way of putting it, but it's really important to understand that sometimes parents go in and they think, well, what about my rights? And aren't my rights important? And why isn't anyone listening to me? And so you have to think about with the juvenile court and what a judge is thinking is what is in the best interest of the child. The best interest of the child literally trumps every other interest. The parents' rights are secondary to that, and it's greater than perhaps a grandparent's rights or another relative's rights, but the well-being of the child is at the center of it all. And so I express that to you because it's really important to think about the case in that way. And so when you think about the case in that way, you're able to defend a little bit better against that, or against any type of allegation that is levied against you. So one of the examples that I want to share with you is that I had a particular case, and I won't disclose any names or anything like that, but I had particular relatives who came forward and they wanted to take custody of children within their family that had been placed into foster care. The kids were separated into two different homes, and these relatives came forward saying, I will take both children. The issue was that timing. There was an issue of timing. The kids had been in care for almost 2 years. They had been settled in their home. They had a lot of issues in terms of mental health and education, and so they were actually really doing well. And while there were these relatives, blood relatives, willing to take both children into their home so they could actually be together, the court ruled against us in saying that while these individuals were suitable and worthy to actually care for the kids, it wasn't in the kids' best interest to move them from where they were stable and it actually made connection with their foster parents. That was a very difficult case to actually try. It was a difficult case to hear that particular result. But one of the things that we walked away from in that particular case is understanding how critical it is that the child's well-being be cared for. Not that the mom has her rights and the father has his rights and we make sure that their rights are most important. That's not what's at the focal point. It's what is in the best interest of the kids. And so if you want to be in the best interest of the kids, which is what I agree with, moms and dads should raise their children. When kids grow up without their mom or their father, there's a hole, and it's sometimes very difficult to fill that hole because it belongs to the mom or dad to fill it. And so, but at the same time, kids need to have a home that's stable, that's loving, that's going to put them first, take care of their needs. And we all have a lot going on, but kids are relying on us as the adults to make sure that they're going to be okay. And so if a court comes across a family that they're not sure that they're able to actually put the kids first to meet their needs, they're going to intervene. And so one of the things that we like to do here at the Christie Law Firm is support moms and dads. Give them as much information, give them as much support in terms of our social worker, talk with them about their case, encourage them to, do services that are helpful to them. Forget DCF. Just get services that are going to be helpful to you. Get a lot out of it because your kids need you. They need their mom, they need their dad, they need that stability. but the court isn't going to allow a child to remain in a home if it's not in their best interest. So keep that in mind when you go to juvenile court, when juvenile court is looking to make a decision. And don't take it the wrong way, but it's not about mom and dad in that moment. It's about what's in the best interest of the child. My argument is always going to be mom and dad, but it's only mom and dad when they're able to meet the child's needs, make sure that they're going to be okay, because only mom and dad are going to be able to love that child the way that they need to be loved. So I just encourage you that if you are a parent who is dealing with juvenile court and you need assistance, please don't hesitate to contact our office. We have blogs on our website that you can read more. We also have other YouTube videos. Please check out our playlists. In dealing with DCF, we have videos about the investigation. Just know your rights when you're walking into a juvenile court or you're dealing with DCF. And again, stay tuned for our next video.